Hi, my name is Karen Rossi. I am a personal finance teacher and I teach at a high school in New Jersey. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about budgeting. So, this is such a crazy topic, right? People don't want to talk about budgeting, but this is something so key to get your financial life in order is to be able to budget. I'm going to make it so easy for you to budget your money. You're gonna be like, oh, I should have done this years ago. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing that you're going to need is you're gonna need 3 months of bank statements and credit card statements. So 3 months. So you could either bring it up on your phone or you can print them out. That's really all you need. You need a piece of paper. If you have a spreadsheet that you could use that, but you only need a pencil and a piece of paper. So super easy. I'm going to talk you through it. It's going to be really influential. The only thing I ask you to do is just get started. So important. Okay, so the first thing I want you to think about is how much money do you earn a month? Okay, so everything that we budget is going to be monthly. Okay, so how much money do you make in a month? So you could look at your bank statements to see how much is your net pay. So net pay is pay after taxes. Okay, so on your paycheck, it'll say gross pay, that's before taxes, but net pay is what you actually take home. Okay, so you're gonna take your net pay. If you get paid twice a month, then you're gonna take that net pay and multiply it by 2. Or you could just look at your direct deposit and see how much you got paid. Now, if you get paid per hour, just estimate how many hours you think you're gonna work in a week, okay? So if you say you worked 40 hours and you get paid $10 an hour, that would be $400 a week times 4, $1,600 a month, okay? And remember, that's before taxes. So you have to look at your paycheck to see how much you get taken out in taxes. So the income part is the first part, okay? So that's how much money you make a week or every 2 weeks, depending on how you get paid. The second thing to consider, do you have income coming from any other place? Lots of people have side hustles. I have a side hustle. I have many side hustles, all right? So do you have any other income coming from any other place? Like, do you babysit? Do you dog walk? Like, do you do anything, bartend on the side? Like anything else that's going to give you money? So you can add this to your income. If it's variable, if it's not the same every single month, just give it an estimate, okay? All right, so once you have your income, what you're gonna do now is we need to figure out what are your monthly expenses. So every expense that is the same every single month, okay? Or it doesn't have to be the same, but it has to be like you're paying the same bill every single month. That's a fixed expense. So fixed expenses are your college loans, your mortgage payment, your rent payment, your insurance, okay? So these are things that you cannot change easily. Okay, so these are your fixed expenses, your expenses that you need to live. Okay, so I want you to go through that 3 months of information and just highlight all the things that are fixed. Okay, now, when you're looking through it, I want you to look through for rent, transportation. So that would be a car payment. Insurance, anything to do with your car, parking. Okay, so anything you need to work, that's a fixed expense. Okay, then you're going to go through and you're going to look to see, okay, I went to ShopRite or wherever you go do your shopping, right? I go to ShopRite and per month I spend about $500, right? Food is so expensive right now. So it could be like $1,000. So just look to see what you buy at the grocery store. I'm not talking about when you go out to eat. That's different. This is what you're going to use at home, like for you and your family, okay? So you're going to take all those things and put it into different categories. Okay, this is for my house. This is for my car. This is for like basic essentials, right? So just put them in categories, right? So once you have all those down, okay, you can go back and replay the video. Once you go down, have that down, now you're looking for all your variable expenses. So these are expenses you could actually change, okay? So this is like all your streaming services. So I took a look at all of our streaming services and I was like, oh, do we really look at Disney Plus? Do we really use this? Like, so I'm trying to pare down like all these streaming services, all these like internet services, right? So take a look, highlight every single one, like be honest with yourself. Okay, this is all like the services that I use, right? Write them down and how much they cost you. If it's variable, just estimate, but estimate on the higher side, okay? Next comes fitness. People spend so much money on fitness. Like I spend like $10 a month for Weight Watchers for like my whole life practically. So at gyms, if you join a gym, if you have weight loss supplements, anything to do with fitness, you go to the Y, right? Put that number down. Estimate how much you spend on clothes. Like when you go to the store, like is this necessities? Is this variable? Like could you cut down on this? So look into that. The next one is dining out. This is what gets me. Like I'm the worst. I love to eat out. Right? So look to see, when did you go to get pizza? When did you get Chinese? When did you, right? So like all these different dining out. So we're just capturing the data right now. I'm not telling you to trim it out. We just have to know what the numbers are. And I know this is going to vary from month to month, right? Like December might be really high for dining out. So add up all your dining out dollars, okay? Write down every single one. Now I have entertainment, and this I know varies from like month to month, okay? But generally, entertainment could be like, I went to see a show, I went to the movies, I went to an axe throwing place, right? So this is like all the fun stuff you do. I went to an escape room place. I went to bowling. So anything you do, we want to make sure we have fun in our lives. Like we don't want to cut all this stuff out, but I want you to have an estimate. Like, okay, I do about $300 in entertainment a month. Okay, now if you went to like one Taylor Swift concert, that would blow your budget, right? All right, but we're going to talk about that. All right, and then I want you to look at your credit card and your checking account and see where do you have fees. So fees are like paying for delivery, like Uber Eats, right? Like I took an Uber, right? These are all like these fees that you're going to pay. So just write them down. Some people are going to have a lot depending where they live and, you know, what they like to do. And some people are going to have none. So just look at those different fees and we're going to like play around with those. Also, I want you to look into seeing like how many medical bills do you have? So some people have substantial medical bills. So we want to like segment that out to say, okay, this is like what I paid in doctors or prescriptions or that type of thing, because we really have to make sure that we capture that information. Okay. All right. So once you have all those out, and if I haven't mentioned it, try to like stick in a category. Okay. The last part of your budget is savings. So savings is such an important part of anyone's budget. And a lot of times people just have how much money they make and all the expenses they have. Right. I'm like, wait, but you missed the whole part of the budget, right? So you have to save money every single month, okay? Now, like, what am I saving it for? So it could be money that you're saving for retirement, for a vacation, to buy a house, right? So all these things are valid reasons for saving. So like say the refrigerator breaks and you need to not buy a new one, right? It's really, really important to like save. So I found the best way to save is to have it taken right out of your paycheck, right? So what I mean by that is I get paid part of that money, right? I'm a teacher, right? So part of that money I just take out and I put into another account. So I don't even see it. Like, it's not in an account I can spend money from. I can't write a check. I can't use my debit card. Can't do anything like that. So I'm going to put it into another account, right? I want to save money for like my kids' college. So I'm going to take it right out so I'm not tempted to spend it. Okay. Other savings could be if you have a 401k from work, definitely put money into that. That's a savings. That's savings for your retirement. And the company is going to like match that. So it's really good. I'm a teacher, so I could do a 403b. I don't have a 401k. So that's the same thing, but it's for retirement. You could take a portion of your money out and you can invest it in stocks. So I'm going to have lots of videos on buying stocks. Anyone can buy stocks. They're a great investment. Stocks go up between 8 and 10% a year. They're so much better than a bank, but I'll have more videos about that. All right. So you could take it out and invest in that. You can do a health savings account if you have a lot of medical bills. I'll talk about that in another video. But that's a great savings vehicle for people to have health savings accounts, right? So you want to aim for at least 10% savings. I would love if it could be 15% of your income. Okay, so just start small. Anything that you can save a month is awesome, but put it in a different account. Okay, so what you're going to do is you have your income and then you have all your expenses. Okay, so the income is how much money you make, expenses is how much money you spend. Okay, to find out if you have anything left over, you're going to take your income, subtract out your expenses, subtract out your savings, and then do you have anything left over? So hopefully that number is positive and you can put more money into savings. If it's negative, you have to work those numbers. You have to see like, where can I save money? And you have to first look at those variable things, right? Like your streaming services. Maybe you're going to cut down on eating out or fees that you pay, right? Those are always good places to start. If you're still struggling because maybe you have a large student loan, maybe you have a large mortgage, okay? So maybe you can think of refinancing that. Maybe you can look into ways to get your college debt forgiven, right? So those are things that are a little bit harder to control, okay? So that's why we look to our variable expenses first. So for housing, you should be aiming for 30% of your income goes to housing, all housing costs. 20% goes to your car and everything related to your car, insurance, gas, everything, right? And then you really want to aim for like 25% going to like everything else, right? All your other bills. Try to automate every single thing, okay? And then you want to save. Start out by saving just as much as you can, but you want to aim to be like 10, 15, 20% of what you're making. You want to put away and save it and invest it. Right, so I'll talk about investing in later videos, but we want to start small. So first we have to know what we're dealing with, like what's my income and all my expenses and where I'm like too high or too low. And you definitely want to look at your credit card statements and your bank account. That's where all your bills are coming out of. If they're coming out of anywhere else, then you'll have to look there too. But those are the two biggest ones. Print out 3 months so that you can lay it out and you can see exactly what you need, okay? And then just on a piece of paper of income, list out all my expenses, put them in different little categories, and then see what you're left with. The most important thing is to take the first step, and that is looking into it. A lot of people don't ever want to look at their finances, and it's a really big mistake. So you really want to look at that, get control of it, figure out a plan to move forward on it, okay? And the budget is really a key first step. If you're doing it with a partner, it's really important to stay calm, right? It's not the time to blame people. It's just the time to like write everything out, talk about it, talk about how you can bring it back into like a manageable thing to do. Okay. once you have that, then you can start making cuts and changes and getting control of your finances. All right, so thank you so much. I'm going to link a spreadsheet below for you to input all your income and your expenses in, just to make it a much easier process for you. Leave a comment, ask me a question, and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much.